as soon as individuals wake up in the morning, they tend to contemplate their concerns, which are essentially neural pathways and recollections stored in their brains. These memories are linked to individuals, objects, and events that occurred at specific times and locations. Since the brain functions as a repository of past experiences, individuals are essentially thinking about the past when they begin their day. Every emotion is tied to a particular memory. Emotions, in essence, are the outcome of past experiences. Thus, when individuals recollect memories of their problems, they immediately experience negative emotions such as sadness, pain, or unhappiness. The way people think and feel determines their overall state of being. Since individuals' entire state of being at the beginning of their day is based on the past, it implies that they might be stuck in negative patterns and are unable to move forward. The past, which is familiar, will eventually transform into a predictable future. Therefore, if one subscribes to the notion that their thoughts are linked to their fate and they cannot think beyond their emotional state or emotions that have become a means of thinking, it implies that they are essentially thinking about the past. This is because emotions are based on past experiences and tend to influence the way people think and perceive things. As a result, individuals might be unable to break free from negative thinking patterns and create a better future for themselves. As a consequence, individuals are likely to continue creating the same life they have been living so far. Then, people instinctively reach for their smartphones and begin checking various social media platforms such as WhatsApp, texts, email, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They may even take a picture of their feet and post it on Facebook. This enables them to feel more connected to their known world and what is happening around them. Subsequently, individuals follow a series of habitual behaviors. They get out of bed on the same side, go to the toilet and grab a cup of coffee. They take a shower, get dressed, and drive to work following the same route, meeting the same people and experiencing similar emotions. These actions become routine, akin to a program that they follow without much conscious thought. As a result, individuals may feel like they have lost their free will to follow this program, even though no external force is compelling them to do so. Therefore, when they decide to change, the repetitiveness of their routine becomes deeply ingrained in their subconscious mind. Research suggests that around 95% of an individual's identity and behavior patterns are formed by the age of 35. These patterns include automatic emotional reactions, ingrained habits, attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that operate like a computer program in the background of their mind outside of their conscious awareness. Yes, individuals may have only 5% of their conscious mind available to them to make deliberate choices and decisions because the rest of their behavior is governed by their subconscious mind and the programming they have acquired over time. Although individuals may consciously desire to be healthy, happy, and free, their physical bodies may operate on a different program influenced by their subconscious programming and habits. This can make it difficult for them to make significant changes and achieve their desired outcomes without first addressing their underlying beliefs and behavioral patterns. To initiate changes, it is essential to move beyond the analytical mind since it separates the conscious and subconscious minds. Meditation can be helpful in achieving this objective by teaching individuals how to slow down their brain waves and enter the operating system where they can make meaningful changes. With practice, individuals can learn how to alter the brain waves and access this system, paving the way for positive transformations. Many people tend to wait for a crisis, trauma, or disease to occur before they decide to make changes in their lives. However, why wait until such negative experiences occur? It is possible to learn and change in a state of joy and inspiration, rather than waiting for the pain and suffering to drive this transformation. Currently, many people are awakening to the idea of proactively pursuing growth and change, which is a positive development. The majority of people tend to spend a significant portion of their lives, around 70%, in a state of stress and survival mode. They anticipate negative outcomes based on past experiences and end up selecting the worst potential scenarios from the infinite possibilities available in the quantum field. As a result, they start experiencing fear and begin conditioning their body to react with fear as well. When this happens repeatedly, the body starts experiencing panic attacks automatically, without conscious awareness. Since this programming occurs subconsciously, it is impossible to predict when it might happen. People become addicted to the rush of negative emotions and use their problems and limitations to reaffirm those emotions just to feel something. Therefore, when it's time to make changes, you might ask the person, "Why do you behave this way?" When people recall past events, they activate the same neural pathways and create the same emotional responses as if the event is happening again. This creates a pattern of behavior that becomes unconscious and automatic, as the body becomes programmed to react in a certain way. Essentially, the body is the unconscious mind, and when people think about negative scenarios and feel the corresponding emotions, the body responds as if the event is happening in the outer world. Many people constantly reaffirm their emotional states by recalling past events and feeling the same emotions, which fires and wires the same circuits in their brains and body. This makes it difficult to give up these emotions even if they consciously want to. The body has become conditioned to these emotions, making it the master instead of the mind. Stepping into the unknown can be scary because people prefer to feel familiar negative emotions like guilt and suffering rather than facing uncertainty. However, the best way to predict the future is to create it from the unknown, not the known. One can do this by rehearsing desired thoughts and behaviors mentally and practicing them in reality. By mentally rehearsing an action, people are actually rehearsing the reaction they want to have in a particular situation. When a person is fully present during this mental rehearsal, their brain cannot distinguish between the imagined scenario and what is happening in the physical world. By doing this repeatedly, the brain begins to create neurological pathways that make it look like the event has already happened, transforming the brain from being a record of the past to a map of the future. If this mental rehearsal is repeated often enough, the new pattern of behavior can become a software program for the brain, leading to positive changes in the future. In order to create change, it's important to understand that we cannot wait for external circumstances to change how we feel inside ourselves. The old model of reality is based on cause and effect, where we wait for something outside of us to feel different instead of us. However, this means that most people spend their whole life living in lack, waiting for something to change out there. Instead, we need to teach our bodies emotionally what the future will feel like ahead of the actual experience. We can't wait for success to feel empowered, wealth to feel abundant, a new relationship to feel love, or healing to feel whole. We need to create the feeling of the desired outcome within ourselves first and then pay attention to whatever caused it. What is the meaning of the Newtonian world? In a Newtonian world, predicting the future is the focus, while in the quantum model, it's about causing an effect. Feeling abundant and worthy generates wealth, feeling empowered leads to success, feeling whole begins healing, and loving yourself and all life creates an equal effect. Being a victim means blaming others for how you feel, while being a creator means realizing that your thoughts and feelings can change outcomes in your life. This shift in perspective empowers us to believe that we are the creators of our own reality. Many people tend to believe that every thought they have is true. However, one of the most significant realizations in my personal journey has been that just because you have a thought, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily true. On average, people have around 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and approximately 90% of those thoughts are the same as the ones they had the day before. If you believe that your thoughts have a significant impact on your destiny, then your life won't change much because the same thought leads to the same choice, and the same choice leads to the same behavior. As a result, you'll have the same experience, which produces the same emotion. To change this cycle, you need to become aware of this process and practice metacognition, which means being conscious of how you think, act, and feel. The reason why becoming conscious of our unconscious states of mind and body is important is that it helps us become less likely to go unconscious during the day and allows us to catch unchecked thoughts. This is important because it means we are getting to know ourselves better. Meditation, which means to become familiar with it, allows us to become familiar with our old thoughts, behaviors, and emotions so that we can retire our old selves and replace them with new thoughts and conditioned emotional states. By doing this enough times, new thoughts and emotions become familiar to us. It is crucial to remove the old patterns and conditions from our minds and bodies, just like preparing a garden by removing weeds, old plants, and rocks and tilling the soil. This way, we create room for new thoughts, behaviors, and emotions to grow. The uncomfortable situations in life provide us with the opportunity to become aware of our automatic responses or programs, which hinder our growth. To make progress, we must learn to engage consciously with the present moment instead of allowing the program to take over.